Alright, this is one more for you, buddy. Now it's about playing roles, too. Women got a herding instinct. Really tremendous herding instinct. And they'll try to herd you all the time. Their very energy will try to herd you, okay? And if they can do it, then the way women's minds work, they think they're right. And that's like the number one thing for women in the world is to be right. Because they hate to be stupid. Okay, so if they're right by the external factors, then it confirms things for them. Okay, so that's why they love men that play roles, because they can look around the external world and they can see all these people playing these different roles, and so they got a guy that plays the role. Okay, and so they can go see, then they can have like conversations like cliche conversations, oh, see, he's like that, and stuff like that. So for a guy that doesn't play roles, like, I'll give you an example. I know this one girl that she has a boyfriend, and she had a boyfriend before that, and this guy was a good guy, but she wound up, he was boring. And the guy was actually pretty smart, really, and she couldn't control him, but he was boring, and, she never said, I can't control him, but that's what it was, she couldn't control him. So she winds up putting him down for this other guy. Now, she would always, say, like, she didn't want the one guy that she couldn't control. She didn't want him saying certain things or talking to her in certain ways or whatever. It made her uncomfortable or whatever, right? Well, the new boyfriend that she got actually would say the stuff that she claimed she didn't like being said to her. He'd say the stuff to her in public in front of people. That's what he does now, to this day. He just does it in such a way that she's so stupid till she don't realize that he's doing the exact same thing that she says she hates. And really making a fool out of her. And then whenever they'll get mad or have an argument or whatever, the guy she had before, he would like wait till nobody was around and had an argument with her with some class, But this guy just say whatever he's gonna say out loud. But see, this guy has a certain image, and she wants the image. She wants this tough guy image. You see, because it's all about the image. Now, at that point, you gotta ask yourself the question: Is it worth it to you to play the role? To me, it wouldn't be worth it, because in the end, I'm telling you, I've seen it so many thousands of times in life. If you can really get to talking to somebody, and especially old people, and you talk to them about their life, they'll always tell, and you can get them telling about you things about that they regret and stuff like that. They'll tell you stuff like, that they were afraid to be themselves at certain points. They didn't have courage, and they regret this or they regret that, or they should have went a different direction, but they didn't because they were worried about, what this person thought or what that person thought or what this group of people thought or what somebody thought of them, or, I've heard women tell me, that, they try to make their career more important than their connection to the person that they really could have loved, all kind of stuff. It's very interesting, to get to the inside of people and really hear how they really feel about stuff, and in the end, they really just want love. It's really what it was all about, but they get so caught up in thinking that the love comes from the external when they don't figure out how to love themselves first, And if they're working on themselves, they don't have to work on the other person. But when they get older, they figure that out. They should have just been working on themselves all along, instead of trying to change this other person to be the way that they think that person should be, and then everything will be okay. Now, there is certain things you can deal with and certain things you can't deal with. But if there's nothing wrong with the other person that they're dealing with, but then they got to try to change the person, then yeah, that's a problem. That's their problem. And you don't got to worry about it. You don't got to participate. You don't got to fall into it. If somebody, it's like Donald Trump said, those that don't like me don't know me. Therefore, I don't care. That's a really good statement, because if you know on the inside you ain't doing nothing negative, you're not hurting anybody, actually your intent is to love somebody else, and they can't accept you for the way you are, then they got a problem, not you. You see? They have a problem. See, it's the people that can see the insanity that are the ones that aren't really crazy, but the external world tries to make you look like you're the one that's nuts. Don't believe it. You're not nuts. There's nothing wrong with you at all. What's wrong, the external world is nuts. It's crazy. People think like it's going to get better, it's going to be a better day and all that. But they don't work on themselves. If people don't work on themselves on the inside and do work on the inside, there ain't going to be no better day. There ain't going to be one. They'll just, like that song says, burn out the day, burn out the night. That's what they'll do. They'll just float through life, having one external experience, another external experience. It'll be their house, their car. Oh, now the kids are in school. Or now, I got to go to soccer practice. And it's just external. And then when those people actually get alone and actually have to be alone with themselves, they can't. They can't do it. They have to be around other people because they need the identification with the other person to feel like they're not crazy. Because you know why? Because they are crazy. Because people, in general, they don't go to therapy anymore. They don't think there's anything wrong. They don't bother to figure it out on the inside. And yeah, you're right. It's like women, they don't even like men that are thinkers in general. They don't. They look at you crazy. Because the external world looks at you crazy. And women emulate what they think is the best thing in general. And right now, they're taught that the external world is the best thing. When the external world is off its fucking rocker. Off its rocker. But I see a lot of women these days, they start to get that look in their face like they're not so sure about the external world no more. Well, a lot of them. Because it's bullshit. There's only one way to be free. That is to connect to the spirit on the inside of you. Only way to be free. And if you do that, man, you will have women flock to you all the time. The shallow ones, the deep ones, you can choose and pick. Because really, it's like women, like women's biggest thing that they search for is security. That's the number one thing. I mean, there's even an old saying that goes, in general, all women are whores for security. And there's something to that in a way, because, and it makes sense, because that's how they are, I mean, they're going to nest and stuff like that, that's what they want to do. And that's fine, but you don't got to play no role. You don't got to fit into the role. You can actually create your own role. That's what your life's all about, really. Just to enhance your own awareness, create your own life, make your own job, create your own situation. You got the creative mind and the creative spirit. Einstein even said it. We live in a world that honors the servant, which is the rational mind, and forgets about the gift, which is the creative mind.